Welcome to the Live Wide Open podcast. I'm your host, Randy B. Ramirez, the high performance mentor, and I'm here to lead you to become the best version of yourself. This show raises the bar for all the motorsport enthusiasts. Holding it wide open is just what we do. Being a good person is who we are, and living our lives to the fullest is the lifestyle that we choose. Yo, every man says that he'd die for his family. Like we've all said it. Oh, I'll fucking lay my life down for my family. I'll die for my family. I'll do whatever it takes for my family, right? But the real question is, my brother, are you living for your family? You see, you can buy the house, you can buy the truck, you can buy the boat, you can buy the motorcycle, you can buy the race car, you can buy it all, right? But if your wife feels disconnected and if your kids are barely seeing you, then my brother, you're not leading. All you're doing is just paying the fucking bills. See, I remember when I was hustling like crazy, man. Like I remember this like it was yesterday. And man, thinking that the best way to love my life, love my wife, love my family was just to make more money because we're all guilty. We're like, oh, well, if I just make more money, she'll be happy. If I make more money, I can provide for more. If I make more money, right? We all think that it's all tied to money. And yes, money is important, but it's not everything. You see, I was building homes for other people, but in my own home, shit was falling apart. In my own home, it was missing the foundation. In my own home, things weren't right. And then one day, my wife literally grabbed me and she looked at me dead in the eyes and she said, Randy. And when she uses my name, I know something is up because we usually call each other babe, right? And so she said, Randy, I don't need more money. What I need is more of you, Randy, more of you. And bro, that shit hit me like a fucking semi dead in the fucking chest. Like, man, I realized then that I was measuring my worth in dollars when I should have been really measuring my worth in my devotion to my family, to my wife, to the people who matter the most to me. So my brother, if you call yourself a leader, then you gotta take accountability. You gotta take responsibility. You gotta realize that it's just not about what you provide. It's about how you show up. It's not about what you provide, but how you show up. What you provide is important, but if you're never around, if you're never present, if you're never giving them yourself, then things will blow up. Things will fall apart. Things will not be worth it. Things will not be the life that you want. Like your family won't be proud of you. Do you want to just be remembered of a man? Oh yeah, my dad just provided, right? Like my dad this is just one of those that just provided money, but he was never around. He was never present, or all those wives. You see those wives that typically those stay-at-home wives that they don't work because their man is just providing this and that. Those are typically the wives that because the man's never around because he's just worried about hitting the money. Those are the wives that end up cheating on their men the most because the man is not present. The man is not there for them, right? And so let's talk about what it means for you to be present. For you not just to be the provider, but for you to be the man who shows with love, with empathy, who takes accountability for having the engine of leadership in his household. You see, a man without accountability is like a race car or even a car without oil. Like it might run for a couple minutes, but it will fucking lock up if you keep running it without oil. You see, you can't fix what you refuse to admit. So the first step for this is for you to admit, yo, I just been providing and I haven't been present. I just been thinking about that money is everything and I haven't been devoting my time, my energy, my love to the people who really matter the most to me, right? It starts with you taking ownership. It starts with you realizing that your words, your energy, your presence, it matters. It's important. You providing for your family financially is very important. But if all you do is provide financially and you never give them your intentional words, if you never use intentional loving words, I should say, if you never give them your energy, if you never give them your presence, if you're never around for them, then that shit is not worth nothing. Like, it doesn't matter how much money you make when you're not around for them, when you're not present for them, you're gonna be they're gonna leave you. They're not gonna think highly of you. You're not gonna be the leader. You're not gonna be the warrior that they fucking want you to be. You see, if your family is disconnected, then it's on you, my brother, to realign it. It's on you to take responsibility. It's on you to take accountability for creating the life that you want, for creating the household that you want. You are the king of the family. You are the king of your household. So it's up to you to create the fucking vibes, the energy that you want in your life, in your household, in your family. Don't blame. Don't deflect this shit. Be direct. Be intentional. Take responsibility as the man, as the warrior to your household. You see, a real man doesn't just point the fingers. He grabs the fucking wheel and he takes control of the direction that he's going. Right? Like, provide more money is important, right? Like, providing more money for your family is important for you to thrive, for you to take them on vacations, for you to give them the life that you didn't want, that you didn't have, right? It's important, dog. I don't want you to get that fucked up. I don't want you to get it mixed up. We have to provide for our family. But if all we do is provide and we're not present, we're not intentional, we're not around, then our home is gonna fall apart. You see, money builds the house, but love builds the home. And that little phrase right there is fucking deep, and I'm gonna repeat it because I want you to have it ingrained in your mind. Money builds the house, but love builds the home. Providing isn't just about financial success. Providing, it's about being emotional. It's about providing emotional support. It's about providing spiritual support. It's about being physically there. It's about being present. You see, your family needs your time. Your family needs your attention. Your family needs your affection just as much as they need your fucking paycheck. But if all you give them is your paycheck and not your time, not your attention, not your affection, not your presence, then you're just going to be a guy who's just there for the paycheck. You're just going to be a guy who they don't think highly of. You're just going to be a guy who they don't give a fuck. And at the end of the day, if you pass away, they're just going to be like, oh my God, now we're broke. But, is that how you want to be remembered? Like, you can't throw more money at your wife and then call it intimacy. You literally can't. You got to put in the work. You got to put in the time. You got to have the tough conversations. You got to buy her flowers. You got to take her on date nights. You got to give her the love and the romance that you once gave her when you were starting to win her over. But if you just focus on money, and this happens to all of us, bro, to the best of us. I've seen it with my brothers. I've seen it, like, when I talk about my brothers, the men who are around me, like my peers, like people who provide, right? Like, I can just think of one of my close homies right now who, this guy works a lot, right? But he's never around for his family. Like, I see him when talking to his chick, and it's like he's never present. He's just worried about providing the money, and I'm like, yo, and the relationship has gone to shit because he's not present, because he doesn't give her emotional connection, because he's not there for her like he used to be when he was first trying to win her over. You see, we all get into this coasting mode. We all get into this cruise control mode of just providing, and we forget that we actually need to provide emotional support. We need to provide more than just financial support. You need to provide more than just a paycheck. You need to have emotional connection. You need to have spiritual connection. You need to have physical connection. It all takes being aligned with yourself, right? You can't hand your kids a toy and call it connection. You can't hand your wife a fucking paycheck and call it connection. Like, yeah, she's gonna be happy. Oh, I'm gonna go shopping, right? But at the end of the day, if you do that long enough, she's gonna find someone else who's giving her the attention that you used to give her. So think about it, my brother. Are you being the guy who just provides? Like, financially? Or are you being the man, the fucking warrior who gives her your love, affection, energy, presence, everything that she craves for? You see, if your presence doesn't match your paycheck, then you're broken. Where it counts the most. Lead with balance, not with burnout, my brother. Like, you wouldn't redline your car nonstop, 24/7, like, since you turn it on, and expect that shit to last. Like, no, it's gonna build so much heat that it's gonna implode on itself, right? And so the same goes for you. Like, when you burn yourself out chasing the success, when you burn yourself out chasing the money, chasing the dough, chasing the bread, trying to build your business, because we all fall victims to this shit. High performing men fall victim because we're chasing success, we're chasing more money, we want to provide for our family, we want to give them the things that we didn't have, and so we get caught up in this energy, in this vibe of I need to provide, 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 but your family ends up paying the price. Because all you're worried about is giving them the paycheck, about giving them the money. But when they really want, yes, they need that. But when they really want is your presence, they really want is your love, they really want is your attention. Your wife wants you for the man that first won her over. So be that motherfucker, dog. Lead from overflow, not from exhaustion. Schedule time for your queen. Schedule moments to connect, to bond. Plan moments with your kids. Plan moments with your family. Plan moments to have the intentional connection that builds love, long-lasting relationships. Protect your peace like if it was your paycheck. Protect your peace and your love in your family, in your household, like your life depended on it, my brother. You're not just the provider. You're literally the pace car. Think about it like that. The pace car sets the pace in front of the pack, right? Like, don't just look at yourself as the provider. Look at yourself as the pace car, the man who sets the tone for his family, the man who sets the energy that he wants to have around, the man who sends the vibe that he wants to have around, the man who sends the love, the energy, and the connection that he wants to have around in his family. But it takes you admitting to yourself that, yo, I've been dropping the ball here. It takes you realizing that it takes intentional action, that it takes work, that it takes, yes, I've had a long fucking day, but you know what? I'm gonna go stop and I'm gonna buy some roses. I've had a long ass fucking day, but you know what? When I get home, I'm gonna change my vibe and I'm gonna talk to my wife and I'm gonna give her love, affection, and energy that she deserves, because that is how I create a long-lasting relationship. Your energy sets the tone for your entire family. So what do you wanna do? You want to have a fucking crusty ass energy, bad vibe, bad juju, bad fucking ways of living that you're always in a bad mood, you're always bitching at her, you're always like, bro, that shit is not gonna last a long time. That's just gonna implode on yourself. Or do you want a love, long lasting relationship? Do you want your wife to talk good about you? Do your wife, the people that they see the romance that you have between each other just because you have intentional action? Like, that is the man that I want to be. That is the man that I'm working on becoming. That is the man that I work so hard to make sure that I become. That I don't lose the fire, right? If you have lost the fire, think about it. Maybe it's because I stopped giving it wood. As a metaphor and directly. And so my question for you, my brother, as we wrap up this episode, is what area of your life have you been avoiding the responsibility, right? Like where? Like, is it with your wife? Is it with your family? Is it with your peers? Like typically for us high-performing men that we worry, is it with your kids, right? Typically for us high-performing men that we focus on producing, providing and giving that paycheck and giving a life that they didn't want. Like, typically what we fall into the trap is about providing financially and not emotionally, physically, spiritually connected, right? And so what area of your life have you been avoiding taking the responsibility for? And how has that avoidance been costing your family's connection? How has that avoidance been costing the connection that you have with your wife, with your kids, with the people that you most care about? And my challenge for you this week is I want you to pick one area where you've been coasting, one area where you've been fucking up, one area where you've been dropping the fucking ball. And maybe it's your date nights, maybe it's your patience, maybe it's simply just being more present at home, right? And what I want you to do this week is I want you to take accountability. Be the fucking man. Take the action, make the change, and watch how fast your home starts to thrive, my brother. You see, money fades, fame fades, all that shit fades. But how you lead your family, how you show up for yourself, that is the legacy that you create. That is how you create a legacy. That is how you create a man that is worth talking about. That is how you create a man that is worth remembering. Lead them with purpose. Lead them with love. Lead them with presence. That's what living wide open is all about, my brother. Yo, I'm slamming the checkered flag deep into the ground, claiming victory for every wide open warrior who's out there. My brother, this is your wake-up call. Break the chains, Step out of the average and become that badass motherfucker that you were born to be. This Live Wide Open movement isn't just a podcast. This is the mission that God has stamped in my heart, and helping you rise is the purpose I live for. So lock this shit in, hit that subscribe button, and never miss another episode. Yo, and if today's message, that shit lit a fire in your chest, my brother, don't you dare keep this shit to yourself. Fuel another brother. Send this to another motorhead. Send this to another gearhead. Send this to another warrior who's just as hungry for more. Because the truth of the matter is that building a better life for your family is non-negotiable. You've got people who are depending on you. You've got a legacy to create. And those excuses that keep coming up to your mind, they will never feed the fucking table. It's time to get up. It's time to log in. And it's time to get to fucking work, dog. This is your moment. This is your mission. This is your movement. And Wide Open is the fucking way. Let's go.